Yes, that's looking good, that's looking good. Oh, Merry Christmas!
Hello, my name is Firefighter Paul and I've got a special Christmas story for you. So, without further ado, are you sitting comfortably? Good, then I'll begin. It was the lights before Christmas. Dad! cried Tim, rushing in from school. Can we put the Christmas tree up this weekend, please? All of my friends have got their decorations up. Alexander says his mum has been cleaning the house really well and they will be putting their decorations up on Saturday. Oh yes, please, can we? asked Lily, looking at Dad. I love Christmas lights. Well, Grandma and Grandad are coming over for dinner on Sunday, said Dad, looking at the calendar. It would be nice to have the house looking festive. I will phone them and let them know. Grandad does enjoy helping to decorate the tree. Hooray! cried the children. Early on Sunday morning, there was a frantic ringing of the doorbell. Tim rushed to answer it, and there stood Grandad. He stood in the doorway with a big grin on his face. Outside the house where Grandad usually parked his car, there appeared to be a giant green hedge on wheels. Surprise! cried Grandad. I've bought you a Christmas tree. Wow, said Tim. That's brilliant. Thank you so much. Where is Grandma? asked Lily, who arrived at the front door with Mum and Dad. From within the tree there came a muffled cry. Get me out of here, please. Oh, said Grandad. Yes, well, I tried to get the tree off the roof and it slipped down, and now Grandma is stuck in the car. Mum and Dad and the children helped Grandad move the tree off the side of the car, and Mum helped Grandma out and took her inside for a nice cup of tea. Lily stared at the tree. It's very big. How will we get it inside? She asked. No problem at all, replied Grandad in a slightly worried voice. Sometime later, after much huffing and puffing, and eventually soaring off the bottom of the tree, it was in the corner of the living room. That's perfect, said Grandad. Now let's decorate it. I've brought these lights that I found in the attic. We had them when your mum was a little girl. Are you sure they will be safe? asked Tim, looking at the really old lights. Yes, they'll be fine, replied Grandad, and he bent down and plugged them in. Oh no, what's happened? cried Mum, rushing in from the kitchen. All the electrics have turned off. Dad, please go and look at the fuse box. Oh dear, said Grandad. This isn't very good. Maybe we'd better use the new lights. You have to be very careful with electrics, Grandad, said Tim. These are too old and dangerous. Look, the wire is all worn out. They need to be recycled. Mum handed Grandad a box of brightly coloured new lights. We know these will be safe, she said. I'll do it, said Grandad as he took the box from Mum. This job needs someone who can reach the top of the tree. Grandad wound the lights around the tree, but he didn't realise he'd wound the wire around his legs. He took a step back
and almost fell over. Tim jumped up to catch Grandad whilst Lily grabbed the tree to stop it falling. "Careful, Grandad," said Tim. "Let's get you untangled." Eventually, the lights were on the tree and shining brightly. The children got the box of baubles out and started hanging them on the tree. Grandma had knitted an angel to go on top, and Grandad carefully lifted Lily so she could place it on top of the tree. Everyone came in to admire the pretty tree, and suddenly Grandad shouted, "Stockings!" Everyone jumped and stared at him. "We need to hang stockings around the fireplace," Grandad explained. He rummaged in the decorations box and found some colourful stockings. "Here we are, let's hang these up." And then he used little tacks to hold each stocking up around the wooden mantelpiece. "All ready for Father Christmas," he said. "Isn't that a bit dangerous?" said Tim. "They would be too close to the fire." "Oh, good point," said Grandad. "I didn't think about that." "Let's hang them over there instead," said Mum. "These candles will make the room look festive," said Grandad, and he put a big Christmas candle on the small table. "Stop!" cried Tim as Grandad went to strike a match to light the candle. "That's not safe. The Christmas stockings and Christmas cards could catch fire. You must be really, really careful with candles." "Oh," said Grandad. "I didn't think. I'm sorry." "We can use these LED candles instead," suggested Lily. "That would be much safer, but we mustn't forget to turn them off at night." "Oh, Cora!" cried Grandma. "Don't eat the baubles." She lifted baby Cora away from the box of decorations. "Maybe we need to make sure the baubles are out of her reach." "Who left the batteries where Cora could reach them?" said Mum. "Sorry," said Dad. "I got some extra batteries for any new toys the children might get at Christmas. I must have left them on the chair." "I'll put them away on the top shelf," said Mum, "to keep everyone safe." "Time for dinner!" called Mum, and everyone rushed to sit down for the lovely Sunday lunch that Mum had prepared. "I've brought some practice crackers," Grandad declared. "Don't worry, we'll have some more for Christmas Day." Grandad and Tim pulled a cracker together and Grandad nearly fell off his chair. They were just about to start eating an enormous Christmas pudding when suddenly the smoke alarm started to bleep. Jack, the dog, started barking loudly. "Quick!" cried Lily. "We all need to get out, stay out and call 999. Everyone carefully made their way out of the house and over to the tree in the garden. If the smoke alarm ever went off, everyone knew that this is where they had to meet. Dad called 999 on his phone, and soon the family could hear the sirens coming down the street. The firefighters jumped out and quickly set work. Firefighter Millie came over. "Is everyone out safely?" she asked. "Yes," Mum replied, "but we don't know what happened." "Don't worry," said Firefighter Millie. "The main thing is that everyone is out safely. The firefighters will put the fire out." Firefighter Charlie and Zack came over. "It was only a small fire," Firefighter Charlie explained. "There isn't much damage. It's really good that you had working smoke alarms to warn you so quickly." "We test them once a week," Lily proudly told him. "And we knew that we had to get out, stay out and call 999. "That's brilliant," said Firefighter Charlie and smiled at her. "It was the plug for the Christmas tree lights, said Firefighter Zack. It was plugged into a cube adapter and too many other things were plugged in as well. The fire and rescue service advises using long extension leads, he explained, and make sure you don't plug too many things in at once. It's also safer to turn off your Christmas tree lights at bedtime and when you leave the house, added Firefighter Millie. Oh, we will make sure we'll do that from now on, Mum said. Thank you so much for coming to help us. Can I go inside and see? Yes, said Firefighter Millie. It is safe now. Let me show you. A few minutes later, Mum and Firefighter Millie came back out. Everything is all right and we're very lucky, said Mum. We must all be very careful with festive lights and all other electric devices in the future. It is great that Tim and Lilly reminded us to check the smoke alarms and knew what to do when they went off. After the firefighters went back to the fire station, Tim and Lilly made a special door hanger for Grandma and Grandad and one for Mum and Dad too. It said, "Don't forget to turn off your Christmas lights tonight." "Thank you. That's perfect," said Grandad. "Now let's all have a mince pie." And that is exactly what they did, and there were no more accidents. Although Grandad did get mince pie all down the front of his Christmas tie. I hope you enjoyed that, and from everyone at Dorset and Wiltshire Fire and Rescue Service, have a merry and happy Christmas.
Oh, yes, that's looking good there. Oh, hello there. Celebrate safely this Christmas and get yourselves on my nice list. Yes, by testing your smoke alarm to help keeping yourself, your friends and family safe this Christmas. Hugo, have you tested it?
That's correct, Mr. C.
Jolly good. Cheerio, mustache.